What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Strangers Mindz. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers Reaction. We're going to be reacting to a paranormal on tape compilation by Goose Pimples, and the title of this one is 10 Scary Videos Bound to Jolt Your Pacemaker. So we have reacted to Goose Pimples before, and he doesn't disappoint. And I'll go as far as to say that his content is pretty funny while he does his commentary also. So without any further ado, let's get this compilation going.
Proud of his creation, this software engineer decided to show the world the capabilities of his latest facial recognition application. Little did he know that presenting his product to an investor would turn into the scene of a nightmare he would never forget. Take a look at what his camera caught.
Dia akan muncul di bawahnya jadi happy, dan ketika saya marah dia akan muncul di bawahnya angry, dan juga ketika saya sedih seperti ini dia akan menunjukkan bahwasanya saya sedang sedih, sad.
Doors will always remain one of those paranormal grey areas, but that isn't what we're focusing on. The software picking up on a face at all is terrifying enough, but the fact it would be able to give an estimation of gender, age and expression is truly bone-chilling, when there was no one to be seen, not to mention the age ranging from 560 to 565. His software works off a pattern recognition. It matches the pre-established pattern of a human face and automatically recognizes other faces. So there is a chance the software glitched, or it recognized the pattern of a human face in something innocuous, like how our eyes play tricks. But matching all the coincidences together, from the door opening seemingly on its own to the angry expression and the age, it's hard to blame him for believing he is now housemates with one angry old spirit. Found a creepy video you'd like us to feature? Send us a link on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram at GoosePimplesYT. Also, if you enjoy scary videos like this, subscribe and click the bell icon to get a notification every time we upload a new one. Number 9. Canine Capabilities. It is
All right, you guys, that was actually, I think the scariest thing about that whole situation was the fact that, he is just, nonchalant, just trying to work on, trying to show his, the facial features and everything, I could honestly say that I don't think he had nothing to do with that closet door opening, but the fact that it opened and the facial recognition just happened to recognize that it's a woman 500 years old and she's angry, and this facial, I don't mean to laugh because I'm a tech guy, so I'm very much involved with messing around with technology, especially facial recognition, and anything that has to do with tech, I'm all for it. But I would also be in a state of shock just just reading on screen that there's a 500-year-old woman and she's angry as soon as the closet door opened. I mean, there's really not much to go for, as far as trying to debunk this, because the whole thing is about the facial recognition. And whether or not, the capabilities of facial recognition is very high tech right now. The fact that it could read expressions on your face and determine if you're angry, sad, happy, and that it even grasped that as far as recognizing facial recognition on a potential entity. That's crazy. I've never seen that video, and it's it's freaking hilarious. Um, but let's go on. Let's continue.
It isn't a secret that the spiritually inclined believe animals can sense paranormal beings.
Yes.
And scary videos like the one you're about to watch make it a lot easier to feel that way. Reddit user BeamDub624 noticed their dog going mad at thin air, so he decided to start recording. That's when he captured something truly bizarre. Take a look.
It's a cute dog.
According to BeamDub, they will periodically feel someone in their house with them, and when this happens, the dog will refuse to go near the basement door. Sure, the lack of audio seems a little sus, since we are just trusting them that there were no noises in the background upsetting the dog. But regardless, we've got to admit if the stories behind this video are true, and the fact that the dog's reaction seems everything but normal, we can't stop but wondering, what can it see that we can't?
All right, so videos that contain pets, including cats, and also, very small children. I tend to fall into believing, unless they're using these kids, these pets, as a prop for a 5 minute of, for clickbait, for a 5 minute of fame kind of thing. But that even so, that is still difficult to do, to train a pet and a child to be part of a orchestration of paranormal activity. In this case, there wasn't audio, none that I heard, but it doesn't seem as though the reaction of the dog is going to be concentrating, on the sofa if there was such a noise going on. Like, he'll go directly to the noise. Let's just say we didn't really even see what's behind the sofa, but let's just picture, since we don't really, if there's a kitchen right behind the sofa, sometimes people outline their living room space and their kitchen space like that. If there's noises coming from another room, the dog is going to go directly to the room to investigate the noises. But he stayed right on the sofa. Now he's basically looking at the back, the backrest of the sofa. So to me, I'm not a dog whisperer, but it doesn't take one to see that he's concentrating on what's on the sofa, not what's behind the whole furniture. But yeah, and something spooked it. Whether or not there was a bang anywhere in the house that spooked him going back, possible. But the fact that he was concentrating on the sofa, that just leads me to believe that something spooked him that came on the sofa. We've all seen dogs getting scared, cats getting scared, and they would react by, if something is chasing them, they would react by just running away, or for dogs, they would react by getting on guard. In this particular video, the dog was just, spooked back, but he didn't run. So he was still in the phase of trying to investigate what it is that he is witnessing. So I do like the video. I mean, the lack of audio, did we really need the audio, besides the fact that if there is noises happening that we can hear? Most likely. But but let's continue. I think this was a authentic video, and yeah, I mean, if the guy was recording on a cell phone, why wouldn't he just send the whole clip in its natural form instead of muting the sound, right? That is a bit of a red flag. But let's continue.
Number 8. Fast food. On the list of places people would say first when they think of the word haunted, a Subway takeaway would probably be pretty damn low, but that might change after you see this creepy video.
Subway at Memorial Hospital, and there's been reports of ghost activity. Maybe we'll get lucky and capture a ghost.
Just in case you guys, this video, the commercials in between, if it was up to me, I'll just go straight through the video with no editing at all. You just get the raw content that I put out. But if you see any, cuts in the video, it is because the commercial pops out, and I'm just not going to leave it in, just in case.
It's ghost of a little girl. Oh my god, there she was.
What the hell was that? The video being taken in a desolate hospital cafeteria ups the creepy points. The figure looks human in shape when you slow down. You can even see its arms moving as it sprints past. However, with no real background to delve into other than the guys mentioning reports of paranormal activity, the trail goes cold. Nothing has been posted on this YouTube channel for over 10 years, and we also have no idea which hospital this is. So we can't even look into the claims that this subway has multiple sightings of what the video claims is the ghost of a little girl. Has Subway started employing speedy ghost runners? Or was someone getting fancy with video editing? Let us know your thoughts. Number
I believe just due to the reaction of the person, like it just sounded extremely, acted out. Cool video, I just due to the fact of how he reacted to it. Oh my god, there she is. It just didn't seem authentic to me. So I'm gonna say this video was edited in for sure.
Number 7. Humongous. You usually take a look at the mountain landscape on a long drive to drink in the beauty of nature, but this guy only saw something looming on the mountain top.
What is it? It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over, pull over. There's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
Dude, if you've seen what I've seen right now.
If you compare it to the size of the trees, the mountain, and the camera zoom, this figure must have been huge. Through the comments on this video, we were able to find the accounts that the clip initially came from, a guy called Andrew Dawson. When that video blew up, he took a few trips back to the same spot, and to his horror, the figure had moved. Could it have been an alien a UFO picked up? Was it some kind of military experiment? Well, maybe not. A few months after he posted all of these clips, he came out with a TikTok which explained everything, or did it? Before we dive deeper into what happened next, let's watch this one, but be sure to keep an eye on his body language.
Hey guys, I just want to give you an update. I'm not dead. I have not disappeared. I have just been busy with life. I couldn't get around to posting and updating you guys, so now I'm going to give you an official update of what's been going on. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of the videos that I posted were scripted. They're just fake. They were just strictly for entertainment. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I just needed to give you a quick update.
That's some pretty damning evidence that this video was faked, right? Well, scripting the videos is pretty straightforward, but how did he create the giants on the mountain? Usually, we would call this a case closed, but he posted a very strange video 10 days later.
You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
The caption is even more interesting, saying, "Too much has happened and I can't be forced to be silent." Which makes this spookier is that he did mention he was stopped by the CIA while attempting to record.
I just got stopped by like some CIA agent. He told me to turn around, said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public area, like a public park or whatever. Some local told me to take this path. I didn't get it on camera, but I'm going to go again tomorrow and be prepared to be filming right now because he stopped the vehicle. His truck was blocking it. Said some like environmental issue was going on. I don't know. He told me to go back and said I was trespassing. I don't get it. It was awkward, but I'm going back again tomorrow to see if he's not there. But if he is there, I will keep a camera. I will film because the only angle I could get that I found today is the one I just posted earlier, and there wasn't even anything there. But I don't understand why the road's blocked off. I don't know.
Could Andrew have been forced to say the videos were faked by the CIA? He hasn't posted in over a year on his once busy account. Also, on another mountain, a family caught this. Not exactly the thing you want to see the most in the middle of your family hike. You could put it down to a trick of the eye, but what if it isn't? What if the powerful are really trying to hide the evidence while silencing whoever stumbles upon it? Food for thought. Number 6.
That was very interesting, long story. But I guess it would have to be if you're trying to, put together, a detailed description of how events unfolded. I actually like the video of the family more so than the video of the guy, because the video of the guy, the potential giant on the mountain was stationary. Didn't seem like it moved at all. Then he showed another clip later on, that it wasn't there. But the one with the family, you actually see, like the legs moving down the mountain, and there was multiple. So, is this videos of, let's say, of a potential Bigfoot, Sasquatch? Are we talking about aliens? Are we talking about, like I'm still not even sure what was the thing on the mountain. As far as I'm concerned, everything could have been scripted, obviously. I don't know this person. I haven't followed him. We're just gonna have to go off of goose pimples. Or if any one of you guys wants to dig deeper and find out, like track this guy, that he really just stopped doing videos out of the blue. I'd be interested to see what was his last video like. But aside from that, you guys, life is too short. Life is too precious. If there are warnings for you to back off something, take those warnings. If you get stopped by the CIA, then assuming it's true, if you get stopped by the CIA and they're telling you certain things, stay off the property. I mean, we're talking about the government here. I wouldn't, I don't trust the government as far as I could throw a boulder, and it's love yourself, be careful, don't let your curiosity put you in a hole or in a box, and just keep it pushing. You caught something and it's unexplained, and just keep it pushing. People all over the world see, have sights of UFOs, and they're just left with that moment. I'm sure that it is super frustrating, but the fact is that, follow your gut instinct. And if your gut instinct is leading you to danger, then, use your brain. Like, be careful.
Final showing. We found out about this place because haunt hunters sent a video of their investigation to our email, and the footage they caught seems to be very compelling. But what exactly was it that these guys walked into?
The historic Ritz Theater shut its cinematic doors after 80 plus years in the summer.
I've actually been here to the Ritz Theaters. I believe it's in Utah. Oh, so it's another Ritz Theater in Connecticut. Was it the Ritz? Now I'm questioning it. Or was it the Liberty Haunted Museum? Anyway, this one is in Tule, Utah, so I was not here.
Of 2023, but in doing so has given paranormal investigators a chance to investigate this haunted location.
I like.
Oh, wow. You're not gonna like it.
What did it say?
Satan.
The Ritz Theater was opened in Utah in 1939 and was eventually handed down to married couple Alan and Mickey Bradshaw, who would run it for nearly 60 years until it closed down in 2023. What was once the town's most popular and historic entertainment outlet began to lose money, eventually forcing its doors closed.
We begin in the main theater and have most of the theater covered with various cameras to try and see if we can capture the spirit that I just saw. We have 2 infrared cameras pointed at the backs of the theater, a camera next to Jason and I on one side of the front of the theater, and on the other side of the front of the theater we have Jamie and her friend Justin.
A building that holds as much history as this is bound to be home to some strange phenomena.
Mostly so I can go get some snacks, but also so we can see about the paranormal activity there as well. Before I can even get set up, Jason and Jamie are already experiencing paranormal activity.
So we're excited to be at the theater tonight. Is there someone that could help us with candy or popcorn or drinks? We got the Paralantern, that's the round lantern-shaped object. It's got a purple light. Or keep touching that, keep turning that red.
Whoa, is this us? I mean, is that your phone?
Nope, I was testing it and it wasn't setting it off earlier.
Thank you, whoever's touching that K2. Now that, oh, it's gone down.
Act like you're ordering something.
Now it's back up to yellow.
According to Mickey, ghosts are living in the walls. The building has had its share of paranormal experiences, with owners Mickey and Alan Bradshaw, employees and guests reporting ghostly occurrences. A notable incident involving Alan Bradshaw and his daughter seeing an apparition of a couple in the auditorium, who disappeared when they looked again. The cinema is believed to house resident spirits, including 2 ushers in one of the auditoriums, thought to be former employees who loved their jobs so much they never left. Despite the owner's practical approach to their spectral visitors, these experiences contribute to the unique character of the 84-year-old cinema. Dr. Ghost Hunter's YouTube channel decided to do a paranormal investigation there, but while they didn't catch much in the way of solid physical footage, the same can't be said about Haunt Hunters. They set up 3 cameras throughout the theatre and believe they caught a shadow figure sliding down the right-hand wall. Take a look.
Let's see.
See, shadow on the walls look normal. Right there, right there, right there. Walking. Walks, keeps walking, and then disappears completely in read. So watch. Then you're gonna see our shadows kind of.
That's definitely a different shadow than
watch.
Your guys'.
Another one manifests.
Dude, shit, cow.
Walks down. Watch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Watch. Goes, sits down. No one's sitting.
Yeah, that is definitely different than your guys' shadow too. You can tell the difference.
Dude,
that's
there's
weird.
3 people in that room, and now Reed's walking out, and watch. He gets a cold chill. Watch where he stops. Right there. That is nuts, dude.
Because with your guys' shadow, you guys have multiple light sources, so you can tell them.
It's extremely hard to spot, so we'll zoom in a little. They believe this shadow couldn't have been cast from any of the other rooms because you can see that all the cameras are in real time, and the position as well as the speed of the figure doesn't seem to match that of anyone else in that room either. But focus on the figure and use your peripheral vision. Replay it as many times as you need. Can you see anyone that could be casting that shadow? The guys on the channel claim that they all moved so their shadows wouldn't be cast in the same place. Could this really be proof of a shadow person caught on camera? What do you think? Let us know. But a big shout out to Haunt Hunters for sending this one over to our email. Number 5, Birdie C.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. I am a huge fan of watching paranormal caught on tape, especially those that concerns other paranormal investigators, you know, doing their thing. I always say that, you know, we can all learn from one another, and, you know, all of this can be used as research for us to get better with our, you know, skills and techniques when we go out to the field. And yes, if you guys don't know, I am a paranormal investigator reacting to paranormal caught on tape. I would love, I mean, aside from the fact that I would love to go to the Ritz in Utah and investigate it myself, I would like to see the raw footage of that, you know, of that instance, because there are a lot of light sources. There are people moving around in front of the light sources. Yes, I have to say, as far, you know, I try to see the movement of everybody else while the shadow is moving did seem off. But again, I would like to see the rest, you know, like the, you know, I would like to see the original video, that's for sure. But as far as I can tell, it did seem as though the shadow was moving in a way that the others weren't. But at the same time, there were a couple of people moving in front of lights, and due to it being a theater, there are, you know, ways that a shadow could reflect off any reflective surface or whatnot that could portray this from happening also. So but yeah, let's continue.
Birdie do. It's been a minute since we dipped our toes into Glitched in the Matrix videos, and it seems like this one is covered in feathers.
It's grab time! What the fool? Why are they all not moving? What? What is happening right now? Babies?
This isn't the first time small birds have been caught glitching. Take a look at this.
Chickies! Hi, babies! Oh, goodness. Where y'all going? Where are you going? You ready for some grubs? Let's go! It's grub time! What the fool? Why are they all not moving? What? What is happening right now? Babies? Guys!
What the hell is going on? It could be a defense mechanism. Maybe. When a flock of smaller birds hear a noise they perceive as dangerous, they will all freeze. One chicken tender, pardon the pun, even points out that you can hear one chicken's noise to alert the others.
Where are you going?
But there is always a chance this wasn't survival instinct, An Earth supercomputer made all the birds glitch. These ladies thought it was the latter. What about you? Number 4.
I mean, you know, I'm not a specialist on chickens or animals, birds for that matter in general. But I want to say, I think I read somewhere that, you know, with all of our feathery friends, you know, especially those that fly, they have a bit of a sensitivity, you know, to the atmosphere, which is how they are able to, you know, and sync with one another, with, you know, with flying patterns and, you know, them doing their birdie things. Could it be something like that these, you know, chickens are reacting so suspiciously? Because you know, there's this one chick that just kept on eating. You know, he didn't give a shit what the other, you know, dude was hungry. But it, you know, it is suspicious, because what did they all feel that they all ended up pausing at the same moment? That's, you know, that's what I'm saying, you know, because if there is like a bit of a frequency in the air, maybe, you know, for example, like a dog whistle, like we can't hear it, but it'll drive the dogs crazy. Is there something like this going on? Is it orchestrated in a way? Can it be orchestrated? You know, that is interesting to know, because, you know, if there is such a device that you blow, it makes a sound that only chickens could hear, and it kind of pauses them, then, you know, who's not to say that this person has that? Who's you know, that's assuming if there's something like this that exists. I mean, there's one for dogs, right? So yeah, interesting it is. It just, you know, it needs a matter of an investigation for it.
The curse. In 2015, there was an investigation conducted in a home clinic in Japan, consisting of 2 separate buildings. The property was owned by a man named Matsu, who lived with his daughter Sayoku and his live-in worker Hirato. All was well until 1990, when a tragedy led Matsu to close the clinic. Hirato and Sayoku became good friends, and she would often visit his room by going up this death trap of a staircase. One night, she missed a step on her way back to the house. She fell and lost her life. When Matsu started closing the clinic down, racked with what we can only assume with his inner turmoil, Hirato took his own life in his room.
Oh, man, you just hate to hear stories like this. You know, it is unnatural for a parent to bury their kids. You know, the natural way of life is the kids to be burying the parents. And I can't just imagine being in a position where I lose my child. I mean, I would definitely, you know, lose my shit also.
Matsu reached out to Mr. Murguru to conduct an investigation and revealed that Hirato was acting extremely strange before his death, with the landlord convinced there was some kind of curse carried by the spirit of his daughter. Muragu set up some cameras and slept in one of the second floor rooms in the clinic. Come 2:30 AM, all hell started breaking loose. Muragu thought that Matsu had come to check on him, but found nobody in the clinic.
Okay, on this day, Meguro was told by Matsu, even if something happens, please don't come to the main house until morning. My question is, because, you know, obviously they have security cameras all over the place. Did they catch the destruction of this place? Like, is that on video? Are we going to see that? Or is this, you know, or did somebody do all this mess?
But one thing struck him as odd as he crept through the dark rooms. Matsu had stipulated before the investigation that under no circumstances was Muragu to enter the main house until the morning. When filming was finished, he walked over to the main house to go and share his findings, which was when he stumbled upon this.
Just in case you guys, it's the video itself that has the background music that sounds like there's a thumping. It is not the security camera. Mystery solved, I guess, right? Because I am wondering if all of this mess is caused by, you know, the living, or was it caused by the dead? Can we assume that by what we just saw that all this mess is due to the dead?
Maybe that's why he didn't want him anywhere near the house. Muragu hauled ass out of there, compiled the findings and emailed it to Matsu, who believed the activity was Sayuku searching for Hirato. After that, the pair lost contact until Muragu received the tragic news 3 months later that Matsu had died of a heart failure. According to the neighbors who found him, he was chanting some kind of spell the whole way to the hospital until he passed. Muragu tried to keep from thinking about the house, but he couldn't get the image of the strange thing he had stumbled upon out of his head. With no real connection to the house, 8 years went by before Muragu was informed that somebody had purchased the property. After some back and forth, they agreed to let him back inside to investigate further. Muragu returned to the property and found that the portraits had been moved around and placed in a different location.
Okay, yeah, no, I get it. But if somebody purchased the house, why? Okay, yeah. I'm having a bit of a trouble, you know, trying to understand the logic of this. If somebody purchased the house, why would they have the pictures there? Maybe it's a cultural thing. Because, I would have moved and cleaned out, the whole space so I could, put things that are my belongings. Yeah, the pictures moved around, but who's not to say somebody actually did it? I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing and you're not supposed to move them. But, yeah. Seems like it's in a whole different position. Whole different place.
He checked the faces of each portrait, and the two at the bottom were undeniably Sayuku and Hirato. That night, he was awoken by some strange sounds.
Damn commercials.
footsteps trapezed up the staircase and something opened the door to Hiroto's old room, which is precisely what happened 8 years ago. After this, something toppled over in the portrait room, so Muragu went to have a look and unveiled something shocking.
Blocking.
If all those portraits of the deceased that Matsu knew, who put his portrait and doll there? Nobody lived in the house after Matsu died in 2015. It seems like he prepared it all himself, because there was mysterious text slotted into his frame that read, "I sacrifice myself for Tonson-sama." The guys behind this video couldn't find anything regarding Tonson-sama, and neither could we. After another look, Meguru realized that this might have been Matsu's way of attempting to unite Saiko and Hiroto in the afterlife. There is a culture of ghost marriages in Japan where dolls are used in rituals to represent the deceased. There are many ways for doors to be opened on their own, and even more ways for things to topple over that don't necessarily lead to the paranormal. But the ritual and the story behind it are so heartbreaking that it's hard to believe someone would fake it. To add insult to injury, a few months later, something even crazier happened.
I guess Goose Pimples didn't realize.
We can't say this accident is 100% related to the story. It could be a really unfortunate coincidence, but you've got to admit that it's strange. When this happened, Muragu was advised to seek advice from a psychic medium. The medium said possibly the scariest thing they could have said, that he should withdraw immediately because there was a kind of curse in the building. Muragu went back only once after he spoke with the medium to do one thing. Do you think this was just a tall tale of love and loss? Or are there real souls still drifting somberly through the clinic? Number 3.
Guys, I completely forgot about the clinic. Like, the story is captivating. There's a lot of details. You know, Goose Pimples went in. And, you know, there's really nothing much I could say, or dare I say, you know what, I'm just going to say this. I truly believe that there is something about international hauntings. For some reason or another, it could be possibly due to the environment, or it could be due to culture, or it could be due to just the space in general, maybe. But I've been to a lot of different locations here in the States, and it just seems like, paranormal activity when you are out of the States, when you are international, it seems like it's the activity is a bit more heightened. I have investigated in places in the Dominican Republic, and there's a different feel to it, and the activity is like different, almost majestic. In this situation, there is a lot of poltergeist activity, and it is a very sad story, which is possibly the reason why I, just like Goose Pimple said, who would dare say anything about this, because of how sad it is, how personal, how detailed it is, and I do believe in the paranormal. I'm just not as gullible as most, and my brain do tend to lean to debunking right away, and it's just, it is a sad story. But damn, that was a crazy
Slumber party.
Crazy.
Being alone in your room as a kid is usually either me time or a time out. For this kid though, it was a paranormal punch in the face.
Oh, I see this. The bed moves.
You know a kid is super spooked when they leave their phone behind. We can't see anything that would move the bed, so could this be a disgruntled ghost, or perhaps a possessed bed frame? But why did the kid put a stuffed toy down the side of the bed? And why have such a delayed reaction? Could it have been a signal for someone to move the bed so they could get the perfect shot? What do you think? Let us know.
Again, I wouldn't. Well, I did react to this video already, and my question was like, who's not to say there was nobody under the bed trying to prank the kid, and, so on and so forth. I believe that was what I was saying. But yeah, I've already reacted to this video. It is interesting. We just have to go off by what we see at this point. But I did question that. What if this was a prank to the kid? He didn't know nothing about it. The late reaction is because sometimes your brain needs to fully comprehend what just happened. You're on top of the bed moves. Like, it wasn't a boo kind of scare and then you just like off of instinct, you're gonna just run. You witnessed something. You needed some time to to recollect and just basically have your mind work at that time. And we're talking about a little kid, so yeah, he's gonna be like, what was that?
Number 2, going down. This one isn't paranormal, but it is terrifying nonetheless. Take a look as this dude gets on what could have been his last escalator ever.
Oh, I have actually seen this. Whoever got sucked in is, that's my only question. I never.
That's one way to go down a floor. According to the tabloids, he was stuck.
That's a bit of a dark joke there, my friend. That's one way to go. Let's see if this guy survived. He probably said that because this guy did survive.
Under there for an hour before firefighters were able to pull him out and get him to hospital. He was fine, don't worry, and managed to get a big payout when he sued them all.
Oh,
regardless, this is way scarier than any ghost video though, isn't it? Number 1.
I wouldn't go and say all that, but yes, because hundreds if not thousands of people do ride escalators. Dare I say millions of people do ride on escalators on a daily basis. Subways, airports, wherever there is a treadmill, right? And yeah, this is a possibility if there's a malfunction. But you know what? If you are lucky enough to get out of that situation alive, safe, bumps, bruises, scrapes.
Windows to the soul. During a late night train station patrol, one of the guards took a quick video. They thought nothing of it at the time, but when they watched the footage back, their blood ran cold. If you missed it, don't worry. It's pretty hard to spot, so let's slow it down and zoom in. What is that? Considering the description says it was 3:34 AM, the train wouldn't have been active, and the doors would have been locked. There is always a chance they shoved a mannequin in the window or something, but they wouldn't even have access to the inside of the train at stupid o'clock. So,
this guy just say as stupid o'clock. This is not the first time we said it. That is why I say, you know, like he throws in his puns. All right, I completely, you know, here's the thing, right? What if it was a person? What if it was actually a person? If there's a will, there's a way. If this person needed a roof over his head, some safety, a place where he could sleep one out, you know, overnight, there will find a way to get into a train. You know, people are capable of incredible things, right? Now, I believe that he didn't notice the figure because later on was when he turned on the flashlight. You know, so they're walking around as stupid o'clock and he just didn't notice this person at the window. I'm going to lean more towards that than a entity being caught or that even being a mannequin. You know, yeah, I'm going to lean more towards that.
what do you think? A practical joke or a truly haunted train? Let us know. Hey, here's a playlist full of creepy stuff caught on camera for you to enjoy. Don't forget to bump the like button, subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly spookfests. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.
Alright, you guys, that was Goose Pimple on YouTube. You know, I'm gonna put his information in the description section just in case if you guys wanna, you know, hit him up, follow him, like watch the rest of his content. I will be reacting to a lot of his compilation videos, so you know we could all just watch it together and you guys could see my insight on what I think about what these certain videos are all about. But if you are enjoying this kind of content, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.